Hey, it's me again, Golden Bluted, and hey, if you're a college football or a college basketball fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you like what you see, share this video around, because if you like it, somebody else is going to like it as well. That's how we can grow this channel faster. I also have a TikTok channel, we have a merchandise store, we have a website, and we also have a Patreon page, and all that stuff ties in together. You can also support Golden Bluted through PayPal. But I wanted to go ahead and get into the meat of this video. March Madness is upon us, and bracket busting is underway. It has already happened. Day one of the big dance in the books, and what a day it was. We'll start off in the West region. The 1 seed Gonzaga taking on the 16 seed Georgia State. And there for a while, we thought it was going to happen again. We thought the 16 seed was going to beat the 1 seed. But eventually, Gonzaga overwhelmed Georgia State, came out with a fairly convincing win, 93-72. But Gonzaga did struggle in this basketball game. They cannot do this moving forward, or they will get knocked out of the big dance. Having said that, they survived and they advance. Staying in the West region, the 8-9 matchup. The 8 seed Boise State, winner of the Mountain West Conference Tournament, taking on the 9 seed Memphis, who barely eked their way into the big dance. Personally, I didn't think Memphis earned their way in, but they're in. And they got themselves a win, which I predicted. So yes, even though I didn't think Memphis belonged, I predicted them to win. I thought this was going to be an emotional letdown for Boise State. They don't have much experience in the big dance. That's exactly what happened. It was a good game though. Memphis wins 64-53. So the round of 32 matchup in the West region will be the 1 seed Gonzaga against the 9 seed Memphis. Is Memphis capable of upsetting Gonzaga? Well, yeah. We saw Gonzaga struggle against lowly Georgia State, so it is possible. Moving on to the other matchups in the West region. The 5 seed UConn taking on the 12 seed New Mexico State. New Mexico State gets it done just like I predicted, 70-63, fairly convincingly. And New Mexico State, hey, they're my Cinderella story. But you can't be a Cinderella story unless you win the first game, and that's exactly what they did. Moving on to the round of 32. The other game in the West region, the 4 seed Arkansas taking on the 13 seed Vermont. And I told you, I warned you, do not be surprised if Arkansas struggles in this game. Why? Because Vermont has been to the big dance multiple times recently. They have experience. And they almost knocked off Arkansas, but Arkansas does survive in advance. They win 75-71. So in the round of 32, it will be the 12 seed New Mexico State against the 4 seed Arkansas. In my brackets, I have the 12 seed New Mexico State beating Arkansas. So that would be the next step in New Mexico State's Cinderella story. We'll see what happens. And then looking beyond that, the winner of the 1 seed Gonzaga and the 9 seed Memphis will play the winner of the 12 seed New Mexico State and the 4 seed Arkansas in the Sweet 16. Let's slide on over to the East region. The 1 seed Baylor against the 16 seed Norfolk State. No issues whatsoever for Baylor. And I thought Norfolk State was actually one of the stronger 16 seeds, so Baylor made them look silly. Flat out silly. 85-49. They move on to the round of 32. Right below them, the 8-9 matchup. North Carolina taking on Marquette. I had Marquette winning and actually making a deep run in the big dance. I was totally wrong. North Carolina dominates Marquette. Moving on to the round of 32 emphatically. So in the round of 32, it's going to be the 1 seed Baylor against the 8 seed North Carolina. Watch out, Baylor fans. North Carolina is more than capable of beating you, especially if they play the way they played against Marquette. I'm looking forward to that matchup, to be honest with you. Right below them, the 5 seed St. Mary's taking on the 12 seed Indiana. Not really any issues. St. Mary's moves on 82-53. They looked pretty good doing it. Right below them, the 4 seed UCLA taking on the 13 seed Akron. This was a coin flip to me. I said don't be surprised if Akron does upset UCLA. Personally, I had UCLA moving on. That's exactly what happens. But what a sloppy game. 57-53. Not many points scored at all. But UCLA does survive and advance. So in the round of 32, it will be the 5 seed St. Mary's against the 4 seed UCLA. And looking forward, the winner of the 1 seed Baylor against the 8 seed North Carolina will play the winner of the 5 seed St. Mary's versus the 4 seed UCLA in the Sweet 16. Let's move down to the Midwest region. The 1 seed Kansas against the 16 seed Texas Southern. No problems for Kansas whatsoever. They looked pretty good, both offensively and defensively. They blow out Texas Southern 83-56. Did what they were supposed to do. They're on to the round of 32. The matchup right below them, the 8 seed San Diego State against the 9 seed Creighton. Again, this is a coin flip game. I had Creighton moving on. That's exactly what happened. But man, what a great game. 72-69 in overtime. But they do survive and advance. So in the round of 32, it will be the 1 seed Kansas against the 9 seed Creighton. I honestly don't think Kansas is going to have any trouble with Creighton, but you never know. Let's move on down the Midwest. The 5 seed Iowa against the 12 seed Richmond. Here is the big 12-5 upset. Richmond survives and advances over Iowa 67-63. They move on to the round of 32, and Richmond was one of those teams that I didn't think belonged in the big dance. However, they get a win. They get a big upset win, and they are on to the round of 32. Right below them, the 4 seed Providence against the 13 seed South Dakota State. South Dakota State was a tricky team. I had Providence winning this game, but I wasn't all that confident. Providence does pull off the win 66-57. I do have Providence making the deep run. It was just that first game against South Dakota State that made me sweat. That was a make or break game for me. So in the round of 32, it will be the 12 seed Richmond against the 4 seed Providence. Looking into the future, the winner of the 1 seed Kansas against the 9 seed Creighton will play the winner of the 12 seed Richmond versus the 4 seed Providence. I have Kansas and Providence winning that, and that's where I have Kansas stumbling in the big dance and losing to Providence. Let's jump back over to the East region. The 7 seed Murray State and the 10 seed San Francisco. I had San Francisco winning this game. That's not what happened. Murray State survives in overtime 92-87, and don't underplay this win. This is a big win for Murray State. San Francisco is a very good team. Excellent win by Murray State. They survive and advance to the round of 32. Right below them, the 2 seed Kentucky against the 15 seed St. Peter's. Biggest upset of the day. St. Peter's was an 18.5 point underdog. They pull it off in overtime 85-79. So St. Peter's does what they have to do. They survive and advance and knock out a national championship favorite. Yeah, Kentucky was picked by a lot to win the national championship. Personally, I had them getting to the national championship and losing, so my brackets are completely busted because of this. In fact, I picked the wrong team in both of those, so that particular section of my brackets shattered. So in the round of 32, it's going to be the 7 seed Murray State against the 15 seed St. Peter's. So we're going to have sort of an anomaly headed into the Sweet 16. One of those two teams will be headed to the Sweet 16. And finally, let's talk about the South region, I guess. There were only 2 matchups. Everybody else had at least 4 matchups. South region, just 2 matchups. The first matchup, the 6 seed Colorado State against the 11 seed Michigan. I didn't think Michigan belonged, but I did pick them to beat Colorado State. That's exactly what happened. They really didn't have any issues. 75-63. They move on to the round of 32. The matchup right below them, the 3 seed Tennessee against the 14 seed Longwood. Again, I picked Tennessee. No issues. That's exactly what happened. 88-56 all over Longwood. They move on to the round of 32. So it will be the 11 seed Michigan against the 3 seed Tennessee. Winner gets a trip to the Sweet 16. Should be an interesting matchup. All right, yesterday is behind us. On to the second day of the big dance. What kind of craziness can we expect from today? Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.